All right, welcome to the first episode of Specrapular. I am Brandon, and to my left is my co-host.
Mike.
Hey, we did it.
Oh, we did it at the same time. That's so
Hey,
cute.
and today we are.
Why am I staring into your eyes?
I can't help it. You know, they're hazel and there's a little bit of green. We are reviewing the episode. We are reviewing the.
Well, hold on. We're a movie review show, or study show. I guess you want to introduce it to the world.
Okay, fine. So, Specrapular is a podcast that we are going to be watching great movies that, of course, we choose, and you are going to listen to.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, tough tit.
If you notice on your phone that you can't press stop now, we've actually invaded.
We've disabled that. Yeah. On Spotify and iTunes.
There's this thing called the internet. We run it.
Yeah.
So
only us.
Tough.
Not Bill Gates, although oddly enough, after I got my vaccine, my 5G reception has gotten better.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So I don't know if you noticed that.
There's a little feedback when I walk next to speakers now. But, I thought I was gassy, but
no, it's definitely not that. But yes, Specrapular is a podcast where we are reviewing movies. We kind of sort of take a deep dive into the movie as well, and we give our opinion. We kind of walk through the movie. I wouldn't say beat by beat, but
I did not pay enough attention to it.
No, but we kind of cover the movie and give you
our thoughts and feelings.
Our thoughts and
emotions.
Feelings, yeah. I kind of want to retake this because I went and it was like right into the mic.
I say like warts and all, bro.
Warts and all. Okay, here we go then. So yes, Mother. It's a 2009 movie directed by Bong Joon-ho.
Correct.
Okay. And Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit about this movie?
So, it kind of scared me. So, okay, so a little bit of information. So, a mother desperately searches for the killer who framed her son for a girl's horrific murder.
It was, I'm not going to lie. So being that it's a South Korean movie, and I watched it the way it was intended for us Westerners, which is subtitled, I had to pay attention a little more. Like I couldn't really look away as often to write my notes. But when you said, hey, let's watch your Mother.
So let me describe. So when we're trying to decide what movies to do, for some reason, I thought Bong Joon-ho had a lot of success last year with Parasite.
Was that only last year?
Was
that 2019?
Well, I forget COVID, so it's a year.
You should forget it. Yeah. I mean, you want to try to forget it.
Well, that whole year just kind of bloops and bleeps out of existence.
Sure.
So yeah, the beginning. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, that's cool, but everyone talked about that one. Let's talk about one of his older films, just to expose a couple more people to that sort of stuff. So,
yeah,
I've always wanted to watch it, but I hadn't seen it. I've seen a couple of the other ones, like Memories of the Murderer and stuff like that.
Did you see Snowpiercer?
I did see Snowpiercer.
That's a good one.
That's a good movie too.
Yeah. Although I'm not a fan of the show.
I have not seen the show.
Yeah, Jennifer Connelly's in it though. I'm a fan of her.
Now I definitely won't see it.
I don't know. After I saw it in Wet Dream of a Dream, I was kind of pumped. So in seeing this movie though, so it's not much older, 2009. Like it's not. I'm gonna move my mic.
Memories of Murder.
Because I feel like there it is. That's the quality we want to hear, not a slight echo. Okay, much better now. So being that it's from 2009, it's not very old. It's just that it's, again, when you initially said Mother 2, I thought the Jennifer Lawrence movie.
Oh God, no.
And I heard many bad things about that. Because wasn't that...
I don't hate a lot of movies. I like Darren Aronofsky movies.
She was with him before, correct? Were they dating? Isn't that what it was?
Oh, that's weird. I don't want to get into that.
Okay.
Maybe.
I thought she was. Anyway, okay, so...
But I hated that movie so much.
You could say fucking. Like, I thought you were going to say, I hated that movie.
Well, now I got to do the rosary like 10 times. Thanks, buddy. But
that's fine. I mean, religion's fake anyway.
That one and... Oh my God, what is that one with Michael Fassbender? And I think Cormac McCarthy directed it. It was like his first movie he directed.
Fassbender.
Oh man.
You mean Magneto? Or Steve Jobs? I have no idea.
And Javier Bardem. Anyway, it's terrible. Okay. I'm going to look it up now just to know it.
Because it matters.
Because it matters so much.
Yes.
People have to know to avoid it.
Yeah. So when the movie started, so her name, the mother, it's Kim Hye-ja?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she was dancing. And obviously that comes full circle later. But like my first
It
note,
throws you for a loop.
yeah,
100%.
My first note was, what the fuck is this? Like, you know, she's in a field just dancing, and granted, it made me kind of want to dance. Like, I was like, hey, you know what? I could do that. But at the same time, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Kind of threw me to left field. But I do like that. It says the dancing legit made me want to dance myself. Is my first note, because it lasted. It seemed like an eternity watching her dance, but really it was only like a minute and a half. But again, that scene when it happens, I was like, oh, okay, that's why she would be dancing. But then she didn't dance. So was it? Do you think that was mental, or did she actually do it? They just cut away because they already showed it.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to remind you of that scene from the very opening.
Okay. And then my second note is how Bong Joon-ho, he knows for the whole movie itself and all of his movies, he knows where to add humor at the right time opposed to just forcing in a joke. Because like throughout this, even Parasite, it had those occasional like jokes or reactions of somebody that I can appreciate, because comedy is tough.
When the like detectives come into the movie, his other movie, Memories of Murder, it's the same. There's like a murder and they're trying to solve it, right? So it has a group of detectives too. That one's a little more like slapsticky. This one, so I thought, I'm like, oh, I thought I was going to see something similar to that, but these guys are less funny, just more violent. What's with the violence by police in Korea?
One of my notes...
in Memories of Murder, like they beat the shit out of every suspect. Just willy nilly. I'm like, that's just cool with everyone.
Well, so I have two notes on here that kind of go into question of the cops. So the first one, the way they handle the son, who is clearly mentally challenged, which I believe I told you that, again, going into this movie, I read your brief synopsis, didn't mention anything about a mentally challenged son. And so one of my second notes was, is he mentally challenged? Not knowing. But how they're interviewing him, like, oh yeah, here, just sign this. Like, you did it, right? Like, you just sign it. And I was like, isn't there supposed to be somebody in there, like a lawyer or somebody? And then why did they have him why did that guy have him take off his clothes? Like, am I missing something here?
Yeah.
And then my next note was, what year is this? Because, like, if you look at the cars, there's a Mercedes, and I would think early 2000s is
when
they
have cell phones, yeah.
Yeah. And they weren't touch screens, it didn't seem like. But we'll get into technology in a little bit. I have a few notes about technology, too, about this movie. Again, 2009, sure. But the way they were interrogating him, have him bite the apple, and he kicked it off his mouth. I was like, what is this? Mm-hmm. But I haven't seen... What's the movie? Murder or what?
Memories of Murder.
I haven't seen that. I don't watch many foreign films because I'm uncultured. Mm-hmm. But... so after the dancing, I wrote, what year does this take? So... Since not seeing that other movie that you mentioned, I don't, the way they treat people, the way they interrogate, even when the mom's talking to him later in the movie and stuff like that, with the plexiglass and stuff.
So that reminds me of Making a Murderer, Brendan Dassey.
Is that the Netflix thing? I haven't seen that.
Okay, well, so there's like a nephew who...
Did you say a nephew or an FU?
A nephew.
Okay, nephew, okay.
Of like the main guy, I forgot that guy's name. But anyway, where he's kind of mentally challenged too, and he just gets railroaded.
Doesn't he sign something too? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's been years since I've seen that. But I don't know if he signed it, but they definitely got a confession out of him. So like the main guy, Stephen.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the main guy, Stephen Avery. You know, it's shady. Like, who knows exactly what happened to him? But this kid, the nephew, like that kid got railroaded completely. So that's what it reminded me of.
Anyway, another note, I did not read the synopsis well.
I don't know what's that. What am I watching?
Yeah. So
why is this TV show so long?
Do you think this actually took place in 2009, roughly, when they shot it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember what cell phone I had in 2009, but it seems like what the flippy phones they had was...
I think I had a slider. It was like a
T-Mobile. I had the Sidekick that...
Did you really?
I never had that.
There's no way you had that.
You knew me in 2009.
Yeah. Yeah. So, when I met you, I might have had the G1, the Google's first phone. And that one actually flipped
up. Is that the bent one? What's that stupid bent one you had? It was like black and flat, and it had like a little bottom. And you dropped it like the day you got it?
Oh, so that was... Yeah, and it
He
shattered the
the
front.
screen.
Yeah, that's the only phone. Well, actually, I guess the last one I did shatter too, but that was the. I don't know which one. That wasn't the G1. Because the G1 is the one that I can. It's like the Sidekick. You can push it up. It doesn't flip. It's just you can just put and there's a keyboard underneath it. It doesn't have a track. Oh, it did have a trackball. I wish I still had that phone. I did I wouldn't obviously use it now, but like.
The big burner
Yeah.
for drug dealing.
Oh, of course, and turning tricks.
Yeah.
So to just go on technology again, like there is a part in the movie where the girl can turn off the like she took apart the phone to make the shutter not make a sound. When every phone I've ever had, you've been able to just turn that off.
Yeah, go to settings.
Go to settings, yeah. So I don't know how she has to take off the back of the phone. She's like using tweezers and shit. I was like, what are you doing? It's like you're making a bomb or something. Like there's no need.
And like, isn't Samsung like in Korea like the number one cell phone maker?
I would imagine that, and then always Apple.
We have this new thing. It's called settings, guys. It's
Yeah.
gonna revolutionize.
It's a cogwheel.
Creepy
Press it.
using of
Yeah, so you can hide your phone and take the pictures of the people and to get to that point really quick because we're already there. She was a high school student, correct?
Uh-huh.
And she's getting plowed by older men and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so anyway, we'll get back to that.
Okay, well, so let's kind of go into it. So there's the mom. Oh my god, I forgot her name.
Her name, her real name, or the name of the movie?
Character's name.
I don't know that. I only have her real name.
Well, this is going fantastic.
Well,
so anyway, so she has her son, and he's kind of mentally challenged.
But
okay.
Okay.
So there is a murder. He was out with his buddy. They got in trouble at a.
His buddy actually didn't show up, right? Is what it is. Like,
well, no. So remember, they get in trouble at the
golf course.
At the golf course,
yeah.
right?
They broke because he got sideswiped.
Yeah.
And then they kept going, and then they met up. In which the chances of them going to their logic's, hey, it was a Mercedes.
Hey, this car was driving 40 miles an hour. I know exactly which one it was.
And it was a nice car. They're going golfing. Like there's nowhere else you'd go if you're driving a nice car going east on Samsung Boulevard. Like, but they
the Samsung district.
Yeah, but they figure it out. And they get there and they break the mirror.
Right.
And then they wait. Like, how do they don't know who's driving that car.
This is ginormous golf course, and there's only one group of guys.
Yeah, that could have potentially been driving in that Mercedes.
And they look like jerks. I'm looking at them from 100 yards away.
They knew, hey, that's them. That's those fucking guys. So they wait for them. They attack them, and then the police come.
Right.
And then it's okay. So that's the other thing too. So they clearly hit the kid, and so the detectives are on their side at first. But then it's like, oh yeah, you broke my car. Like you broke the mirror. It's like, oh okay, well it looks like it's. Oh no, you know what it is? It's because they sideswiped and they got in the fight, so they're gonna call it even.
Right.
But then they're like, oh, you damaged the car. You're gonna pay for that, even though the son didn't do it, but he was taking the rap because he doesn't remember.
Right.
So then we go to where you are.
Right.
Which is it goes out that same night. The mom doesn't want him to go out, wants him to stay in, but he goes out and he gets drunk.
Right.
And
also Bong Joon-ho just loves him some passed out drunk dudes.
Okay.
Like.
That's his
every
MO.
movie that's like if you're going out to drink, there's like 3 of your buddies are going to be like literally face down on the table, like passed out drunk, and then when they get up they have a microphone in their hand, they're going to start singing some songs.
Sure.
Like it just looks like a good time.
And they did that in this movie too, right?
Yeah.
The guy was face down, and then there's the women around him.
Yeah.
Okay, the lawyer or whatever. Okay, so
the son leaves, or he passes out at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
He gets kicked out. He starts walking home all creepily. He starts there's this girl.
I wouldn't say he was walking home creepily. He was just walking home drunk, and then he saw the girl. That's when I was like,
he was creeping.
Yeah, he was lurking a little, and I wasn't sure. I was like, and something I had thought of myself was, is this gonna get fucking weird? Like, as in a little like, he's following clearly a young woman because of schoolgirl uniform and stuff like that. But then it didn't happen. I was like, oh, thank God. But then they got in bed together, the mom and him, and they like snuggled. And I thought, and the note was, what the fuck is Mike having me watch? Because I did not. I was hoping it wasn't going to go a certain route, and it didn't. But still, like they snuggled, and they share the same bed. I don't know what the square footage is on their property with their home, 400 square feet less than. But they should not be cuddling because he's an adult male, she's an adult woman. Like that's not right.
It's weird.
It's creepy.
Anyway, next morning they find a dead body of the girl, and they arrest the son, and they railroad him like we said.
Yeah, they found the golf ball was their evidence, which, that's conclusive enough to me.
Yeah.
A golf ball with his name on it, you fucking
Case
did it.
closed.
Yeah, hook, line, sinker. It's like he closed the book on that fucking... And again, going back to the cops.
Yeah.
How they're, hey, I just signed this. You did it, right? Like, you were there? Like, you did it? doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and yeah,
So mom obsessed with the son. There's no way he did this. So then she kind of, the cops don't care anymore. They're on to their next case. So she
Correct.
has to go on it on her own to.
But was it established that the lead detective for that also went to school with him? Because remember when she was in the car when she snuck into the back and she's like, you knew him. I There's certain aspects of this movie where I was like, how do they all know him? Like,
Yeah, that's a tiny village, I guess.
sure, but I thought it made it seem like the lead detective guy knew him, and then speaking about people that know him, his friend, kind of a dick. But then later,
Yeah.
but then later in the movie, it was okay, but not okay, but like still kind of fucked, but still like.
I mean, he is his buddy. Like
right
when he gets out
and yeah, he was there. He had the cake, but he was getting with the girl that he kind of had the hots for too, right? That was the girl from the bar, right?
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, that's the daughter.
Yeah.
The bar
one,
owner.
that he was like, hey, let's hang out, and she's like, get the fuck out. And then even that scene, I was kind of like, because she's in the closet, just watching. Maybe not watching, but maybe who knows?
So the mom goes on to try to clear her son's name.
Mm-hmm.
She tries to get his buddy in trouble.
Yep. That's so she
She breaks into his house.
Yeah, she breaks into his house.
She breaks into so many houses in this movie.
And it's like, and she's doing all this on her own. Does she not understand the repercussions that she's doing this by herself? That she can get beat up. Like all this shit. I was like, you're not a detective. Well, clearly, I guess you think you are. But like, she's doing all this on her own. And if she got caught by the best friend, what is she gonna say? Like, oh, hey, I just watched you have intercourse with this clearly underage girl.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if the age things are different in South Korea, but I don't think that's right.
It ain't a good look.
No, it's not. But so she goes on her own agenda.
She finds a golf club that he had, he took from the lake.
Correct.
Earlier.
Mm-hmm. And there was like what she thought
red
was a
mark
blood
on it,
smudge, yeah. But turns out lipstick. And so that was something that confused me too. So how did he know that she accused him? I don't know if I was writing a note or something like that, but I didn't see.
I mean, it just cuts to like everyone in the police station, and he's getting questioned by the police.
Yeah, and he's showing him the video, right? But then I don't remember him seeing the mom. But then obviously
he didn't. She was able to sneak out.
Yeah, so the next scene, she's getting home, and he's already in there, and he's like roughing her up a little bit. She gives him money, and where does she have all this money?
Yeah, they seem super poor, but every time she needs a wad of cash, she just whips out a wad of cash.
Like when she helped him later with those two teenagers, like she's like, "Here, here's a stack. Here's like $1,000." Like, where the fuck did she? Anyway, okay, it's all that acupuncture she was doing. So she goes on her own to figure it out. While she's doing that too, or before she kind of does that, one of the things I wrote was when they had him outside, he was wearing the mask. He pulled the mask down to wave at the girl. Were they reenacting that?
I don't know. I don't have no. Like I said, it's South Korean, so it might be like a cultural thing they do. I don't know because it sounded. See, I want to say it was like a protest for his arrest, but she was just handing out flyers. People weren't there to protest his arrest.
Right.
Like it must be a thing. I don't know.
Well, but the thing is, they went to the scene of the crime.
Yeah, it was ballsy for her to go to the funeral. Like that's a rough look.
I mean,
she's obsessed. Like she wants to clear her son's name. So
obsessed, and also so she's obsessed with her son. It's her only child, so I kind of get it that she wants to protect him, but at the same time.
Well, later on we find out that she feels guilty, so that's why she's protective.
Sure, yeah, because what she tried to do, yes. But still, like, ultimately, what she tried to do was, again, what she thought would have been better for them. But really, I mean, it just caused such grief and for her to be where she's at. I do like that when he was peeing against that wall, that she was clearly looking at his dick.
Oh, yeah.
It's just straight at it.
It's creepy. It's gross.
Yeah. So I don't know if she's just judging how mature his genitals are or something like that, but and then she tries to clean it up a little bit and stuff like that, but
there's some weird elements to this, but
very. But it seems like he has those in many, right? Because even Parasite had yeah, it's just slight creepiness to it. So yeah, I wrote my exact note was she looked at his dick as he was peeing. Nice. But
not a question mark there.
No,
just
it's
a
just
firm
nice. Yeah, it's like on Reddit when there's the 69. It's nice. Like people just keep responding nice. So I'm glad the movie didn't get creepy when he was following the girl. So they're reenacting, from my understanding, when watching that scene, they're reenacting what they thought was the murder because they even wanted the cops like bent over in the railing too on top, and so they're just putting him at the scene of the crime, really. And yeah, so she's handing out those brochures, those pamphlets with one of her customers or something like that to try to make people understand that he's innocent. Like, you know, he couldn't have done this. But not going well. And so, yeah, then she goes to the, I think there's a little bit in between, but she goes to the girl's funeral. Doesn't go well. It was the mom that started throwing around the beer and stuff like that? Like, because the mom was in the back, or is it the...
It's like a grandma, the murdered girl's grandma.
That's right, because you find out later she is like a drunk and stuff anyway. Okay, yeah. But like the mom gets roughed up a little bit, and then she puts on the lipstick. I don't remember why she put on the lipstick. Is there a reason for that?
Oh, she went to see the attorney.
Okay. And that guy, piece of shit too.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't really care. I saw enough. Like,
well, eventually, when she meets him at the bar, like his goal is to
just plead out
and get him sent to a hospital instead of prison for 15 years.
Which, if you think about it,
15 years for murder, not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. You can go away for life.
You can do the worst things.
You know, you can fucking get killed.
By the time you go into prison, by the time you get out, you can get your learner's permit. That's all I know.
It was. What are you, one? When you're going to
Look, I was saying we should jail babies. By the time they come out, they'll at least pass driver's training.
I mean, how else are they going to learn?
How else are you going to learn,
You shouldn't murder your parents. You shouldn't pull that trigger, Maggie Simpson. So,
all right. So the movie gets kind of bogged down, which is, I think it's kind of clever. Like, it gets bogged down in kind of like red herrings and MacGuffins.
Yeah.
Because the mom ends up gets a little more info on the girl who was killed. And...
Which, to be fair to the girl, obviously she doesn't know what the girl was really doing.
Right.
But, like, kind of getting an idea.
She hears tale that
Correct. That she's doing some stuff. Like, sleeping around a little bit. And
everything kind of, like, gets laser focused on her cell phone.
Correct.
Right.
And
the dead girl's cell phone.
Correct. And then that's why she goes to find the best friend, which you never find out why she has a scar on her face, right?
No, I think
just has a scar. Okay, yeah. So she follows the girl.
Well, that's why the mother's one of her acupuncture clients, like, oh, I remember them when they came into my
because they developed the photos. Yeah. And then she got the bloody nose.
Yeah, because she was the friend wanted to Photoshop out the scars in her photos. Yeah.
And then her nose bled. And but yeah, so she follows the friend, the best friend of the girl, and she, like, the other friend puts her on blast while they're like, oh, she'll do it for your phone. What did she call, like, a purr phone or something? Yeah. And she had, like, the shit emoji thing on her as her antenna, and then it just made me kind of think, like, I never had those things on my phone. Like, there was never a desire to have any kind of, like, jewelry, anything like that. I never really understood that. But the thing is,
I've had nothing but, like, the rubbery silicone phone cases.
Yeah. Nice and simple. Like, a Spigen case is what I've always had. Like, I don't need anything fancy. I've had friends that had the extended battery ones that you could put. Like, it'll, like, connect on the bottom, but it just makes it doubly bulky.
Yeah.
And, like, get the fuck out of here with that. Like, just charge your phone like a normal person at night, and then overcharge it and ruin the battery quicker.
Oh, yeah.
So she talks to the best friend and tells the best friend that she wants her phone to also not have the click noise when you take a picture. And then that's when she's basically making a bomb out of it. Like, she's taking it apart, doing it in a cafe, like just a random cafe. And
it'd be funny if she actually had, like, goggles on and, like, with, like, soldering.
Welding. Yeah.
Excuse me, could you not burn the top of our table while you're drinking a boba?
That thing is so bright. It's causing other clients to have seizures. It's so bright and flashy.
The smell of the fumes.
Yeah.
From the flux is making me nauseous.
And so those two boys that she sees out through the glass, like, so she basically gets rid of the mom. I don't know if the girl felt bad. Like,
well, because she asked her
about
the girl. She's like, oh, the heat gets turned up, so she has to.
But then she saw the boys too, I believe, right? Yeah. So
they saw her through the window.
But then she still saw it.
Or no? All right, people saw people.
Okay, yeah. But my thought was, as she was working on the phone, yes, the mom was asking her questions, making her feel nervous and stuff. But then she saw the boys, and then she was like, hey, do you have a tampon? And so I thought she was trying to get the mom away.
Yeah, she was.
Right, but not so she can necessarily sneak away, but just so she knows. I thought the boys were going to do something, so she's trying to get the mom away first, so the mom wouldn't be involved. Or do you think she was just trying to?
Yeah, she's trying to ditch the mom, and then the guys caught up to her in the alley or whatever.
Yeah, I mean those
piece of shit
teenagers, I look like too, like hitting her. Luckily, the mom dropped that bottle and got the attention of the other guy. And I like how they try to act all hard, waiting till the last possible second to run away, and still like fucking cowards. But saving the girl, essentially, but still not getting the phone. Right. How did she find out that it was with the grandma? Was that when she was editing the photos or something like that for the son? And then How did she figure that out?
That's with the grandma.
Yeah.
I think when her son's buddy to go wrangle up the dudes.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so those two dudes that are beating up the best
Do-joon,
friend.
yeah.
Yeah, the two friends that are beating up the girl.
friend, and the friend is Jin-tae.
Okay, that's perfect pronunciation.
You like that?
If you know. So they're roughing up the best friend. The best friend runs away. The mom gets the son's best friend.
Jin-tae. To go wrangle up the dudes. To question them.
Correct.
Beats the shit out of one of them, like knocks his teeth out.
Well, he hits them both first. Like kicks them both, knocks them because they're getting high off of what, glue? I think. Yeah, they were putting glue in a bag. Clearly a drug of the time, because nowadays it's just straight up inhalant. So you just put that straight in my. I'm on cloud 9. I don't know if you saw that. It bummed me out watching that because these people just. Okay, well, let's not get into
the trials and tribulations of drug users.
But anyway,
back to the murder. Let's get to the writer.
So he gets the two kids, roughs them up a little bit.
Murder and statutory rape. Let's get back to it.
Yeah, let's talk about that fun stuff. He puts them separate in the little carousel or whatever that was, and interviews them, but like has the phone on so the mom can listen to it.
Yeah.
On the side, and doesn't get too much from the shorter, heftier one, but gets a little more information from the skinny guy on how he was like best friends with her, and did he say he had a thing with her too? He thought he did, and she told him about the phone, how she wanted to get rid of it, but she couldn't. And they called her, rice cake?
Rice cake girl or something like that?
Yeah. So I didn't know that you can have alcohol from rice. Is it like fermented?
Yeah, I think sage's made out of rice.
Man, I am not a good Asian. Like, I don't know.
You're barely an Asian.
I'm barely an Asian. Yeah. But
step up your game.
I can't help it. So we find out more about the girl's background. And why does he kick the kid's face? Because he was making fun of the son, right?
Yeah.
Because he's like,
which is cool. I mean, it's not cool he kicks his teeth in, but like he's loyal to his buddy.
He's loyal to him, even though he'll throw him under the bus and get him in trouble.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like
but I mean, like he's like, hey man, you talking about my buddy? Let me kick your teeth in. Like that's.
And he's wearing those fucking boots too. I mean, the guy was missing teeth, and
yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, and then the mom comes in, talks to him more, asking more questions about the phone, I believe, right?
Yeah, like I said, like this is all just stuff to get us focused on the phone, focused on the girl herself, who kind of, I mean. We're going to get to the end, but it's kind of all this stuff kind of just ends up being meaningless, really.
Exactly.
But okay, so we could.
Yeah.
So she gets him, so she knows the murdered girl's grandma will have the phone.
Correct, because like the girl would give the grandma the phone to hold on to.
Right. So she breaks into the grandma's house because
really,
that's just what she does.
Yeah, she does. I mean, is it breaking?
Well, did she get invited?
Okay.
She's a vampire?
Yeah, no? I was gonna say she's not a vampire.
Bucks in there.
Yeah, she just slides the door open.
Meets with Granny.
Uh-huh.
Granny's getting drunk.
Granny looked
haggard.
Not only haggard, but she looked like she saw a fucking ghost. She's like, ooh. Like, it actually, I thought the Granny was gonna attack, but then just gave her some money, and here you go, here's the phone. So she goes through it, sees the pictures, which, mind you, horrible pictures. Like, you see the back of the guys, like, who the fuck is that? Like, they're not gonna be able to tell. Anyway, so the mom goes through the phone to find evidence of that the girl's unfortunately been.
Well, so remember, her son is in prison, and he's slowly, bit by bit, he's remembering what happened.
Correct, and she
remembers that there was a guy inside the building where the murder takes place.
Correct.
So the mom takes the phone to him and says, "Oh, do you recognize any of these guys?" And he goes, "Oh, that's the guy right there." He finds a photo.
Was it even before that though that he remembered that the mom tried to kill him? Or is it after that part?
Oh, that was
before. Yeah, so it was before. So the mom kept telling the son to remember, like just focus. So if he focuses, he can remember certain things. She even wanted to put the little acupuncture pin like in his leg or something like that to help him too. But
I think it's to forget.
Was it okay? Because I remember later. Okay, yeah. So ultimately he remembered something really far back when he was a child that the mom was going to give them or did give them poison. But you find out that she ended up using a weaker poison anyway because she was like scared. What was she? She was scared of something, and so she gave the weaker poison, and they didn't obviously die. They ended up just throwing up and shitting for like a week. Yeah, and
so I think that's where the obsession comes from. Like she feels guilty for trying to end him.
Yeah.
And now she feels
obligated to protect.
Well, I mean, so that makes me wonder too. Like, I wonder if that's where his disability comes from too. Like, just poison brain.
Okay,
as a child.
I never put that together. That could absolutely be a thing. Like, it just fucked with his head because his brain was still forming. Yeah.
Because even when she's at work, he's always just hanging out across the street, and she's just always looking over, just always worried about him the whole
She's
time.
chopping up those herbs and stuff. I used to say herbs with the H because I didn't know any better. The first time I saw the word herbs was when I was playing Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And you're getting all those green herbs and red herbs. And I think my dad
That's
was
why all your friends would just laugh at you in the other room instead of playing with you. Hey guys, come on, got these herbs.
Did you guys not get those blue herbs? Oh, those help you against poisons. Or was it the reds that helped you with poisons? If
I
you
don't
remember.
know.
Okay. Because there's green, red, and blue. Oh, it doesn't matter. So...
I think that's from the Matrix. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. Because you take the red pill and the blue pill? Yeah. So the son recognizes...
So the son recognizes the guy. She realizes that she saw him earlier too. Like
correct. She took the umbrella.
Bought an umbrella from him. And he's like, oh, this creepy guy.
Did she buy it? I thought she took it and then she gave him money later, right?
No, she turned around and handed him money.
Oh, I thought he was walking
and
by.
And that kind of tells you that he's a good guy because she hands him like 2 bills.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even... What is the currency in Korea?
I don't know.
Okay.
Samsung bucks?
Galaxy bucks. So she goes to hand him $2 and he only takes $1.
Okay.
So she's
he's honest.
Yeah, so he's an honest
he
dude.
has integrity.
Which is a little detail because she thinks like, oh man, this guy's the killer. We're onto him. But when you think about it, looking back on him, like, oh, maybe he's all right.
Yeah, and then you find out ultimately he is all right.
That's what I'm saying. Because she goes
and finds him. She finds him in the barn. Because he wouldn't have been at the scene of the crime. Right. He's gone back to his shanty home, and ends up being a pretty on level guy. Yeah. Like when she goes in there too, she's lying to him, saying she's from XYZ, and they're gonna
here to help.
Yeah, they're gonna help him out. He's all about it. Yeah, and then she tells him how the son's gonna be getting out of jail because there's not enough evidence, so they're gonna reopen the case. And he's like, whoa. Hold on a second. Then he tells her how he saw the whole thing.
Right. Which, he was actually there.
Correct.
And he saw... Here's the big reveal. If you're not... Hey, there's some spoilers coming up. This movie that we've been telling you the exact plot points. Yeah. Here's some spoiler. So it turns out that the son, whenever he gets... I don't like to say the word, but...
Say it.
Yeah, when people call him retarded, like he gets super upset and he lashes out on them, which had happened a couple times already.
Was it just retarded, or I thought they also come like idiot, or was it only retarded? I thought there was a part where in jail when the guy, I think he was saying retard too. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, he gets super pissed, like jump kicks dudes.
Yeah. Oh, I had a note that said sweet jump kick, but I didn't remember where it came from, so I didn't.
So that's something we forgot to mention earlier. When he falls. In the very beginning, when you see him follow the girl, she goes into the abandoned house. She throws like a big ass brick at him, which is like, man, I don't know if that girl's gonna.
How did she do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, not to say that she's not capable of doing that.
She had it up on her chin.
Yeah, it was like a shot put.
Shot putted it. She's at least a bronze medalist in the local Asian high school games.
Yeah, for her weight class.
Yeah, for her weight class.
She's able to shot put 140 pounds. But like that was a quite big rock.
Yeah,
like that's
a chunk of
like a basketball sized rock.
So now we see the full story. She throws it at him. She thinks, he's following her for some action.
Mm-hmm. Which he kind of was, to be fair. He was kind of like
but he was
calling to her. But he was over it. He was walking away. Like he wasn't going to follow her. He saw that she went the one way. And he's like, all right, I don't see her. It's dark. I'm going to go away. And she throws the rock at him. Right. And then, so from what we saw from his point of view, though, was she throws the rock and he's like, ugh, and he leaves. Yeah. But what actually happened was...
She actually talks to him after that.
Yeah, she throws the rock. She calls him a retard, or are you retarded, or something like that. And then he throws the rock back. Hits her in the back of the head. Essentially, that probably killed her. Yeah. Or maybe when he was dragging her up the stairs and probably hitting her head on each step, that probably kept reinforcing.
I'm okay if you just... And that's it. 4 bounces in.
Head.
So this is all stuff that the collector guy in the shack...
Correct. Yeah, so he saw it all.
So the mom freaks the hell out because now she knows.
Yeah, now she knows the son is guilty.
Actually is the killer.
Yeah, but like, and if you really think about it,
none of it.
No. And if you really think about it, even if that evidence came out, like knowing that he's special needs, knowing that he's mentally challenged, I really don't think that they would put him on death row either way. Because you know what I mean? Like him not.
I don't know, man. They're willing to just beat anyone who comes into that police department.
Okay.
Like, I don't know the death penalty.
Yeah.
Laws.
Oh, you're not up to date with the...
Yeah.
Okay, with every country and every state?
Capital punishment laws around the world? No.
I mean, I thought I knew you better, but I guess you're just an imbecile.
I'm sure if I know anything, Canada kills you on sight.
Yeah.
I know anything. Sweden and Norway, if you
open
you open the door and they have a string tied to a shotgun trigger.
And they have shotguns.
Guilty. All right, walk through
Shotguns
that.
under every desk,
walk
just
through that
on a
door.
swivel. But so he ultimately did kill her.
Yeah.
And
The
so
mom knows that someone knows that he actually did it. So
correct. And he was gonna call.
He was gonna call the cops
and let the police know, like, hey, I'll come in and testify, or I'll come in and tell you what's up. And she
bludgeoned him with a wrench.
Correct. And I wrote too, like the blood squirts. I love those kind of squirts.
Which is on
like
the
when
face.
when it just and it like splats
like
on the face.
There Will Be Blood style.
Yeah, like when he's hitting them with was it a pinball? Mm-hmm. Not a pinball.
Bowling pin.
Bowling pin. What was that called in The Simpsons? What were they called? The Pin Pals?
Pin Pals.
Yeah. Mr. Burns wasn't gonna do it because his leg and what is it? Mo hits him in the leg. Anyway, so she bludgeons him, gets blood on her. And the blood
just mopping up blood, like
yeah,
lady,
like with a towel, and it's in like dirt too.
Yeah,
and she's just trying to
just mopping dirt,
pull it together.
Oh jeez.
And the way she just casually, even though she's probably mentally like
she's lost it.
Yeah, she's gone. But the way she's casually just burning the place down, no expression, just kind of like going through as if she's done it before, just going through the motions.
So that's what I was saying. Like all the stuff with the girl and the phone, like it's just.
Doesn't matter.
Turn you, just to just drop one on you and
it's we're going this way. We're not. It means nothing now. Like ultimately, that would have gotten. I would think that's enough evidence to get the kid out, to get the son out, to show like, hey, maybe this is happening. Like
I shouldn't say it does because the very end it actually leads to that other guy's arrest. But.
Which even then, like they put it on him
because he has
and I mean so when they arrested him, because he was one of the guys. Wait,
we're getting.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so she burns down. She burns down the guy's like house, the barn, whatever he's living in, and
walks into the field and
doesn't realize she left her acupuncture kit in there too, because she was going to use that to help the guy, right? Like she was lying to him to help him, and burns the place down, and that's when it leads to the dancing scene at the beginning, which full circle. All right, it makes sense now. She goes back to just living her life because she knows that essentially her son's going to be let out. And
wait, no, not yet.
I thought when she spoke to the homeless guy, the scavenger guy, that she said to him that like, oh, he's going to be let out. That's why he's like, oh no, I got to call them because he did do it.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that yet. She doesn't find out till she's in her shop, and then the detective comes back. Oh,
so she's just making that up.
Found the killer. Yeah.
Oh.
Because she's gonna use the acupuncture to like make him forget and stuff.
I thought, okay.
It's so like to clear your memories of trauma and stuff.
And that's another thing I wrote down too. So spoiler alert.
Did you even watch the movie?
I know.
No,
spoiler alert. She does it to herself, and I thought.
Well, hold on. Look, you're getting too far. Like,
no,
we're doing this synopsis.
We've given enough.
All right.
So
Christ.
I thought when she said to the son, she wanted to put the needle in him to help him remember. Like when he was trying to focus, still, she's like, "Oh, let me do this." And then when she did it at the end, I was like, "Wait, I thought that's for her to remember. Why she wouldn't want to remember?" I don't know.
Maybe if one's left leg, one's the right way. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's 1 centimeter lower.
Your remember hole?
Yeah, your remember hole. Yeah. So anyway, she kills the guy, burns the place down,
right? And
she goes back to just living.
Right. So the detective comes back to her and says, "We found the guy. There's a picture of a dude who was on the phone, and some of the dead girl's blood was on his shirt because she was prone to nosebleeds."
Correct, but they didn't know that, right?
Didn't know
the police didn't know that.
Didn't know that. So
that's what I mean. So they put it on him when again
this guy's like super mentally challenged. You like that's the bummer part. Like this guy
was he? I thought he was one of the friends that got beat up. Who was that kid then?
It's just some Crazy Eddie or whatever, the one that they were talking about who said he got broke out of the.
Wow. Where was I watching this movie?
Yeah, I don't know, man. You weren't huffing anything?
To be fair, it's not that I was huffing it.
Right.
I was just straight up like it was just
handfuls
putting the glue.
Of mushrooms.
I was putting the glue in my nostrils.
Yeah.
Each nostril, just
gluing them
and
shut.
It was Elmer's, so I had to huff really hard. And sometimes I do it too much, and it closes my nostrils.
It looks like when you're spitting out splinters.
Yeah. So I thought that was one of the friends that got.
No, so if you remember earlier in the movie, they're talking like, oh yeah, we have this other case, Crazy Eddie or whatever. Crazy, I forgot his name. Crazy whatever.
Okay.
He ran out of the mental institution.
Okay.
So that's who they found. That's who they brought back. So it's like some kid with like Down syndrome, and then he just gets.
So they pin it on somebody who has
absolutely
nothing.
I mean, he's probably spent time with the girl because she just banged everybody.
Sure.
So anybody that gave her alcohol. Blood was on his shirt, and that's all the evidence they needed. Which, I mean, let's be fair. Like, it's better. Blood on the shirt is better evidence than a golf ball.
Correct. So. But still.
I mean, if that's all it takes in Korea, like, Jesus. Like,
I mean,
I'm tucking my shirt in.
anytime I go out with somebody, I'm putting
double,
on a hazmat suit.
quadruple stitching my buttons on.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
gonna wear gloves everywhere I
gloves.
go. I'm gonna wear a hat to hold my hair down and a hairnet. Like
I'm wearing a body camera, so that everyone knows exactly where I'm
Yeah.
going. You going to the bathroom, turn it off? Nope, staying on the whole time. I'll point it to the sky. All you
not
hear
even pointing to the sky. I will point it down so they can see and they can admire my
here's
genitals.
my urine.
Yeah.
Here's my genitals.
Here's how large my testicles are. They are like melons. So they pin it on him. He had nothing to do with it. He just banged the girl, and the son gets out. And then him and his friend, so the best friend or whatever, meets him outside.
That's
the
what
jail.
I'm saying. He's a good friend.
Right.
Picks him up from jail.
The mom didn't even meet him there.
No, it was tofu. Which
Yeah.
is weird.
I mean, maybe he's lactose intolerant.
Okay.
You know, maybe they know him better than the mom. I don't know. So yeah, they meet him, obviously realizing that they're an item, the best friend and the girl, but he's cool with it, I guess, and just devours that tofu in the back of the car. And apparently the friend stole that. Oh no, he came up in money. That's what it was. He
all his mom's money.
Yeah, and get him out of jail, and they go and happen to go to the burned down barn, and the kid finds the acupuncture
old
set.
Joe's barn burned down.
Yeah, and what was the mom going to? Was it Parents' Day? Is that what she said?
I mean, I'm no geography expert, but a bunch of old people are on a bus. They're partying.
Going to the casino.
They're going to Vegas.
Yeah, they're going. Yeah,
from South Korea. They're taking a bus.
They're going to be gone for 6 weeks because they're going to take a boat.
They're going onto a ferry. They're driving the bus out of the ferry, and then 3 months across.
You think
the
a bus could fit on a ferry?
Pacific Ocean.
It's specifically made for buses.
Yeah,
it goes at 20
two
feet.
Buses.
Yeah, that's it. Just 2 buses and that's it. And it's going to take weeks to get across the Atlantic. Or would they take? They would take the Pacific. Yeah, I don't know why.
They're going the long way. They're going around.
They're going. Yeah, they're going to take the
through
small.
the Indian Ocean.
They're going to go across Russia. They're going to go across.
That way. Okay.
Yeah, they're going to go the long way. They're not going to go.
I was already putting them on the ferry through the Indian Ocean around Africa.
Go all the way around. Yeah. And then across the Atlantic.
This 2-year journey on a bus.
And you can only imagine the weather they would
We're going
go
to get
through.
to Vegas. We're only spending 12 hours here, guys. So
It's a quick turnaround boat ride.
Turnaround.
Yeah. Because, we can have a quick overnight. They have a quick 6 month is what it is.
But they're old, so they're all retired.
Yeah, they'll probably be dead by the time they get there because they don't have enough rations to get across the ocean anyway.
So they're at the bus station. The son shows the mom, "Oh, hey, I found this."
Yeah.
So now the mom knows.
But do you think the son actually put that together?
Yeah.
So he's like,
both.
Here you go. Thanks, Mom.
She knows the son murdered, and the son knows that she murdered.
So it's fairsies.
It's fairsies.
So it's
even Stevens.
Yeah. Eye for an eye, Mom.
Yeah.
I killed that bitch. You killed that guy. And they both literally did nothing wrong. The two people, the homeless man and the little girl, not little girl, but the teenage woman, they did nothing wrong. And yet everyone's away with it because they got Crazy Eddie over there. Is Crazy Eddie that guy that did those commercials and he had that like warehouse place and he had these slashing prices? If you remember those, it was like daytime TV.
I don't know.
Okay. You didn't stay home sick and watch like Judge Judy and Judge Alex and stuff all day and see those commercials?
I mean, I remember
and Price is Right.
Some Larry H. Parker commercials and some.
I mean, he'll fight for you if
general insurance commercials.
Yeah.
If we're gonna get into it, we can get into it.
So yeah, the mom murdered, the son murdered, and so when she's on the bus with everybody, she's zoning out. Again, when she puts the pin in her, I thought again it was to remember, not to forget. So I was like, why the fuck are you doing that, you stupid? Yeah. Then she starts dancing and having fun. So I was like, well, I don't know what the fuck I just watched because.
Mike, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah, I thought that many times.
Well, no, so she, she's all. Everyone's having a good time on the bus. They're all old.
Yeah, they're
gonna get it
panicked.
on.
Yeah, well, they're gonna. It's a fuck fest for sure.
Some shirts are starting to open.
Yeah, they're gonna. Although they seem like all women on that, but that doesn't mean they can't scissor.
Okay.
It seemed like all women.
So she acupunctures her leg, and then it's just dance time. So she, I don't know.
It makes me wonder if there are those capabilities with acupuncture. So
anyways, you want to
she goes to her party or her
so that's
parents'
the end.
day, and it just ends. And they stayed on that shot for a long time for that to be parallel with that bus. Like, I mean, it would seem like a long time. Realistically, maybe like 40 seconds, but I would leave that for maybe 10 max or something like that. So he likes his long shots. What's the director's name again?
Bong Joon-ho.
Bong Joon-ho.
So he loves long shots. He loves drunken Korean guys.
Correct.
Passed out on.
Doesn't have to be Korean guys, right? It could be women. I mean, he's not sexist.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Drunken people.
Yep. And
he loves murder,
that's again his MO is murder and also
intrigue.
Was there misdirection in yeah, not really in Paris. Oh, I guess
Well,
there actually,
the whole movie just flips on its head halfway through, or 3/4 of the way through.
I'll give you that. And I really did enjoy Parasite.
Yeah.
I mean,
so with this movie, like the beginning, like it seemed like kind of a slog.
Correct.
And then once it got going into the investigation, I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty good. And then near that end, like, oh, that's a very interesting ending.
Well, and again, even when it comes to the investigation, like it's just a bummer because the way they handle the kid. Yeah. Like I would truly hope that's not how they would do things. I don't even just mean in South Korea, just in general. Like police do something like that. But fuck, dude. Our justice system in the United States alone is shady. So now that we've gone,
so that's my question. Did you like the movie?
Yeah, so I'll say. So now that we've gone over the movie, broke it down for everybody, that we hope that you've seen this movie. Because if not, well, now you just watched it basically. So you didn't miss much.
You're gonna watch it like they were completely wrong. Did they watch the same movie?
Yeah, I was watching the Jennifer Lawrence one actually.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, that's what it was. So
oh my god,
I would say that I did enjoy it, but in the context of creepiness, because I value a good creepy movie, and there wasn't a ton of it, but it was just kind of like whenever it was, like everything the mom pretty much did was just weird to me. Now again, I know she's doing everything she possibly can to make sure that for people know that my son couldn't have done this, but like as I read in the first synopsis was, how far would this mother go to prove her son's innocence was what I read, and again not knowing that he was mentally challenged and stuff, but like she clearly went as far as you can possibly go to make sure that he gets out of jail. When would I do that as a parent? Without a doubt, I would eat the body. Like, so there's no evidence. I'm not gonna burn it down, because then if she burns the place down and the police show up, they're gonna find that the dude was bludgeoned.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's gonna have a cracked skull. So like, doesn't that bring more attention? All right, but they're probably like, oh, whatever. He's just some scrapyard fucking junk rat. Like, who gives a shit? And nobody's gonna care. But like,
well, I mean, those cops seem pretty willing to move on to the next case. So.
Oh yeah, very quickly. Oh, this guy.
I mean, there's probably some oily rags in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arson, no.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah.
Mark, we're out of here.
Nope. Leave that open. He just died. He fell and tripped and hit his head.
How many forms did he fill out? 3. Oh, jeez.
Can't we just put it all on
if
one?
It's a murder, there's 8. Ah, no dice.
Is there multiple choice, or is it only one option that I could choose? Because really, it's only one option here. So I did like the movie. It made me pay attention in a sense, and I really enjoyed the cinematography for that movie. I don't know who the cinematographer was. I didn't actually look that up because I do my due diligence clearly. Mm-hmm. But so visually,
for anything, it's professional.
Yeah, visually the movie looked great. Story, you said it yourself. It got to get a little bogged down at certain times, and it's leading you one way, but really it just goes completely.
I think that's what I enjoyed the most. Like
that it led you one.
Some people, I don't know. People tend to like complain about movies manipulating them.
Yeah. Well, like if it's a dream, I would be pissed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, that's
like if the whole thing was a dream, or the whole thing was Total Recall.
But like I'm like, this is exactly what they're supposed to, like. It's supposed to like mess with your emotions, and I guess if they hit false notes, I guess that's what that can be.
Yeah, everything
or
in
stuff
there.
you didn't earn. You just put on some swelling music and like, oh, okay, now I guess I'm supposed to be inspired. Like that, I guess I kind of understand, but
yeah, and everything in there had a point. Like there was a reason to
all
go
the
to
little
those
details, the bloody nose, the golf balls, like
Correct.
everything, the acupuncture, the little kid, like everything.
There's
all
a
the
reason.
Little details.
Yeah, there's a reason for
which
everything.
actually it reminds me of Match Point, the Woody Allen movie with Scarlett Johansson and
I never saw that
some
one.
Rhys Davies or whatever is that guy's name.
Yeah.
Is. But yeah, that ends up with like a tiny little moment where something falls one way, then we would go a completely different direction. But
Woody Allen did that movie?
Yeah. That's a good movie too.
I remember seeing was it the cover art like white?
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I remember seeing. I think was that out when we worked at Blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you guys didn't know, that's how Mike and I met. We worked at Blockbuster together. I was there for a little too long, and you were barely there for about a year, roughly. Mm-hmm. And you moved on to better things and left me there to just die slowly.
Yep.
So again, I like the movie. Did you enjoy the movie?
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, I was like, oh, man. Like it felt like homework a little bit, only because this is kind of homework because we wanted to do the show about it. Mm-hmm. But it drew me in, and then the flip at the end, which I think I kind of knew, like I've heard just bits and pieces that
Right.
the kid actually did the murder. That's what made it so interesting. But I didn't know how it got there.
Sure.
But then that maybe
It
it was interesting. Like, oh, okay, it made sense to me now.
I really like movies where the villain wins.
Yeah,
And not to say villain, but just like they got away with it, and you don't see a lot of that, especially in American cinema, because we like the happy endings and stuff like that. But like,
I mean, that's how. I mean, if I can interrupt you, spoiler. That's kind of what happens in Match Point. Like,
Oh, okay.
A little detail makes.
Does that happen in The Talented Mr. Ripley?
I don't remember.
I never saw it. That was the Matt Damon one, right?
There's like Blown Away with Jeff Bridges, like the bad guy gets.
Didn't Mulholland Drive? Isn't that one?
Oh, that thing's just surreal, just insanity. So.
Okay. Who was that? That wasn't Fincher. That was Lynch, right? Was that David Lynch? Yeah. Fucking eraser. Anyway, the next episode is going to be The Hunt for the Wilder People. Wilder People? Okay. Mm-hmm. The Taika Waititi. Taika Waititi. I always fuck up his last name.
So, like I said, I mean, maybe I didn't say it, but I always think of these movies together because Taika and Bong Joon-ho got a bunch of Oscar buzz for Jojo Rabbit and Parasite. Like, oh, let's think about two of their earlier movies. So
Jojo Rabbit's not that early, though. If anything, we should
no. Like, Jojo Rabbit is the current one.
Right. We should have done like Boy. Or was it Boy that he did? Or is that newer? Taika did a movie. I thought he did a movie called Boy or something like that. I'm going to show you.
Okay.
As I
remember, it's Jojo Rabbit, Thor Ragnarok.
Correct.
Hunt for the Wilder People.
Which I love Thor Ragnarok.
Things we know in the things we do in the shadows. And then maybe there's an earlier one called Boy. I don't possibly.
So when it comes to his movie, Jojo Rabbit, Thor Ragnarok. So Jojo Rabbit came out in 2019. Yeah. Thor 2017. What We Do in the Shadows 2014. Boy's 2010.
Okay, that's super okay.
But I
but not a lot of people have seen Hunt for the Wilder People either. So that's why.
We should do so if we're going to do if we do this bi-weekly. So Hunt for the Wilder People is next.
Bi-weekly, bi-monthly. Twice a month.
I'm
not doing this twice a week.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's what I meant. Sorry. We should really do What We Do in the Shadows then too. But we can't keep the Taika Waititi going.
Yeah.
We have to do something different. But I do want a reason to watch that. I have not seen it fully.
Really?
Yeah. But I've seen the show. The show's great. The show's amazingly sharp.
But anyway. Yeah, we can do that. That'd be fun.
So you would recommend this movie?
Yeah, but you have to be into kind of
creepy shit?
Creepy.
Mystery.
Foreign.
Okay.
Murdery.
You can put this movie with the dub, which I don't recommend. I would always recommend to watch a movie the way it should be. So obviously we need to learn Korean, but but I watched it with subtitles, which forced me to pay more attention, because obviously the next episode is going to be the Wilder People. That I looked away a lot, so there might have been like visual jokes that I missed because Taika does those too. But so I would recommend this movie if you can value a creepy mystery. What else would you like? Slightly psychological or no? Yeah, because this is a
psychological murder mystery movie. Yeah, it's good enough for me. How many more labels do you need on the movie?
Foreign, Samsung, and
powerful female lead.
Very, yeah. So we
didn't talk about it, but Hye-ja Kim, like she plays crazy like super well.
Would you say she was crazy though?
Flustered at the very least.
At the very least, she was a little.
What are you talking about? Like the very first shot is her in the field.
Yeah.
I love that shot too, with like the wavy amber waves.
Yeah, with the grass. Yeah. And it was a pretty steady shot. I don't know if if you recall, did the camera move? I don't think it did. I think it was static, and she was just moving around.
That's kind of one of his things too, because in Memories of Murder, I keep saying that name right, but there's like a shot of the main detective, like staring into the camera in a field with wavy grass. Like that's kind of maybe one of the things he loves. But
is it symmetrical?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Well, no, it's like super close up.
Oh, I'm not a big fan of ultra close ups, like super close ups.
Oh, you will not like that movie. Then.
Yeah, I can't. I don't like. It's like I was watching with The First Man. Everything's in a goddamn close up. And
that's right. We saw that together. You did not like that.
It's not that I didn't like it, and you explained to me. You said, "Well, you thought he shot it that way, so that way you feel cramped."
Claustrophobic.
Yeah, like they would feel in the thing. So I get that, knowing that after the fact. But like the whole time watching it, I was like, "Please, just do a fucking wide." And they only ever did the wides when they were showing like they're walking and like they're in the neighborhoods. That was a great movie ultimately, but it was
like I said. I'm kind of That's one I've only seen the one time too, so I'm
Yeah.
kind of on the fence too. But I didn't realize it until you said it. I'm like, oh yeah, that is true. So I wonder if I watch it again, knowing that that's there. It's kind of like when you think of a song and you hear a little something. At least that's how I am. Like if there's like
Anal?
if there's like a cymbal crash that is just too sharp or something, and I just notice it every time it's hit.
Isn't there a part in System of a Down's Toxicity where the drumming goes off or something like that? Whatever. So I would recommend this movie. You would recommend this movie. Sweet. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything?
I got like this kind of bump on my arm.
You shouldn't talk
I
about
don't
that here.
think it's a pimple, but it might be.
Can we pop it or try to pop it?
We could chat. That's on the YouTube. That's the live.
Yeah,
the pop in.
It's Brandon and Mike Pimple Poppers instead of a Dr. Pimple. So okay, yeah.
I'm just kidding. My arms are super clean and hairy, just
hairy
the way they're supposed to be.
and dry.
Hell yeah.
Mine are nice.
I did
and
get burned
smooth.
here the other day, but that one's for real.
Yeah, I mean that's just because you're an idiot and don't know how to use ovens.
It's true.
Inflammable
Who knew?
means flammable.
Oh, on the inside? Jesus.
Oh, it's supposed to stay in.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I just leave it open. No wonder I get dizzy sometimes. I leave it open for so long. So
I got to get in there and clean, and the hotter the water is, the better. I figured turn on the flame with
turn on the oven. Why not? Just blow that gas straight into the
it. Straight
fucking.
in your face.
So I enjoyed the movie. You enjoyed the movie, and
We'll see you next week with Hunt for the Wilder People.
I realized I wasn't talking directly into the microphone the whole time, so it sounds like this. When if I would have talked like this, it would have sounded a lot sharper.
I mean, I've been just staring at you.
I know, you
time,
can't help it.
so
Like, you want to look into these fucking eyes because they're so majestic. Oh, we're doing it again. Oh, my God. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. And again, next episode is The Hunt. Oh, God. The Hunt for the Wilder People. Directed by Taika
This episode
Waititi.
is brought to you by Carpets.
Yeah, brought to you by My Pillow. No, we can't say My
Oh
Pillow.
my God, no! Please
Please,
no.
we're MeUndies. Yeah, we're sponsored by MeUndies, right? No, God. We'll get sponsors someday. All right, guys. Thank you. Bye.